Hi folks, how you doing today? We are busy. We have been working on raised beds for the last several days. We finally have really nice weather, and we are um, actually getting a lot of work done. We were able to get a really big load of fill dirt dropped off for us. There was a um, excavation company here in the park doing work on the septic systems throughout the park. There's, I believe, 48 or 49 spaces in the park, and many of them have issues with their septic systems. They've just been let go or patched throughout the years. They were working on our lot yesterday, and the company um, was very generous. We went and talked to them and told them what we were doing, and we asked, if they happen to have an extra bucket load or two of dirt, if they could drop it off at our place so that we could use it to fill our beds. And right before they left for the day, they came to us and they told us that they had a trailer load of road mix that they could not use, and they dropped it off for us. It is going to be more than enough. I mean, more than enough to fill all of our new raised beds uh, for the self-wicking beds that we're building. And it was such a blessing. It saved us from having to go one pickup load at a time and pick up dirt somewhere and pay for it. God is so good. He has blessed us throughout this entire project. We needed wood, and it was going to be very, very costly to purchase the wood that we needed to build enough raised beds to convert a 16-foot by 40-foot in-ground bed into raised beds. We found somebody that was selling wood boards that were already the length that we were needing. Some of them needed to be trimmed down a little bit. Some of them were just a little bit too short. But we got them for $1 a board. Who does that but our God? He provides for us so beautifully. And we just so happened to have a little extra money at the time, and we were able to haul it in our van. And then we knew we were going to need a lot of potting soil to fill in the upper portion, the growing portion of the raised beds. And so we got to looking at Lowe's because we happen to have a credit card that we very rarely use, but we have it in case of emergencies. And we got to looking at Lowe's, and they had bags of potting soil for $2 a bag. You can't find good potting soil for $2 a bag. It's just, it just doesn't happen. But our God, again, He took such good care of us. He provided all the soil we need, $2 a bag. And I have to say, my other raised beds, we purchased the Miracle-Gro raised bed organic soil. And that is very good soil. It is. But when you break it down and you look at the contents and you look at the quality, you're really not gaining anything by paying $10 a bag over this Stay Green soil that I paid $2 a bag for. So we bought a whole pallet of soil, and it's enough to fill all of the raised beds after we fill it up with the other product that you have to use to make the self-wicking beds. And we have enough left over. I'm able to do the other tubs and grow bags and other growing situations that I have going on, and fill pots and everything else that I need to do. We purchased 60 bags of soil. My mother-in-law and father-in-law loaned us their pickup until we don't need it anymore or they need it back. And we were able to go and pick up all of our supplies and bring them in without having to pay a delivery fee. God is just so good. And my son is able to come over and help us and just make sure that we're able to get everything done, because I can do a lot, but I wear out quickly. I don't have the stamina that I need to be able to stick with it and do everything. It's hard for me to stand and bend over to work the beds like I need to. My son is also disabled, but he can do a whole lot more than I can. He can get down on the ground. I can't. He has a lot more strength in his hands than what I do. And I'm a good supervisor, and I can do some lifting. But to have the help, it's just invaluable. And it's just awesome to see, the park managers took our garden away. But God is giving back to us even bigger and better and greater beyond our imagination. And He's providing everything we need to make it happen. And I'm going to be able to have my garden on time instead of late like it usually ends up happening. And from here on out, when it's time to plant my garden, I can just come out and plant my garden. I don't have to wait for somebody else to get my garden ready for me. I can just come out and prep it myself because it's up off the ground. The only thing I do have to wait for is for the irrigation water to come in and be ready for me to water. We won't have water until at least the 15th of May every year. But, that's okay. God will take care of us that way too. I just have faith. Our predicted last freeze is May 9th anyway. And so we're not that far beyond the last freeze before we get water. So it all works out. So I just wanted to share all of this just to say, have faith and hope, because even when things look dark, even when things look dismal and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on God. Because what the devil meant for evil, God will use for your benefit, and He will use for His glory. And He will see you through to the end. So I just wanted to give you a little word of encouragement today and let you know that God is so good, and He loves you, and He will take care of you even through the darkest storms of your life. He has done for me. Even when I was angry at God, He still took care of me. He still watched out for me and preserved me, even when I didn't want Him to, because He loved me, just like a good parent does. So that's all I wanted to say. You have a glorious, glorious day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.